icon.
Yeah.
You guys were in Texas Family Fitness a while back, right?
Yeah, we used to be.
In Fitness Connection.
Fitness Connect.
Who are the other owners?
So I started the company,
Okay.
and then you probably think maybe Todd or
Todd Abrams,
Todd
right?
Abrams. Yeah.
There you go. That's the guy that I met with.
See,
Kevin.
we never met you.
Yeah, no one reads me.
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
I like it. I like your style.
Yeah, I'm the guy in the back. I'm the ideas and how to make processes and all the good
That's
stuff.
awesome.
Todd likes to he likes to meet people.
So small world. So we both. So I ran Texas Family Fitnesses back in the day. So did Jason. That's how we met. That was almost 10 years ago now. And then ironically, we both later went to Fitness Connection. We were there, but then I met Todd because Kevin Holland's my business partner. And we work with Kevin, and I know you guys sponsor UFC.
Yeah.
He was
Got the Cowboys now.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah.
Cheerleaders, all them. So.
Yeah. So
Kevin,
Kevin,
good stuff.
Kevin Holland, I would say, if you got three best friends, I mean, he's in my top three. So he's close, and he was like, "Yeah, my guy." And I didn't put two and two together, and then Manny the other day was like, "Why are you eating My Fit Foods?" And he's like, "I didn't know they were still around." I was like, "Oh, you went out or whatever." And he's like, "Why don't you get Icon?" I was like, "I don't know, man. Just it was just outside." And he's like, "Dude, we just need to meet and do something." And what brought it up was we kind of started this fitness challenge here, right?
Perfect.
So we have a bunch of us that work out, and I would say it's developed from a challenge to more of a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right, and for us, we've been around it for a long time. We came from the fitness world, and of course, we have a podcast with Kevin Holland. So we just we started not that long ago, but we got like 10,000 subscribers on there, so it's growing, right? I mean, Kevin Holland's a world class athlete, right? But so we're in this world of, and then these guys film all these athletes. But I think one of the things that we've really instilled, and I'll say for me, right? It's only speak for myself, but I just turned 40. I say about to turn 41, but turned 40.
Yeah.
And I got my heaviest I did about 12 months ago. I got 245. I blew my calf off my bone. I could barely walk.
Really?
No excuse, but I got fat, right? But I wasn't functioning well. My brain wasn't functioning well. My body, all that. And so this last, I'll say 12 months, I spent the utmost most money I've ever had in my life on trying to not only be healthy, but not just work out, but mentally, physically, from cold plunge to infrared sauna to the supplements I put in my body to no alcohol to no substances and nothing, the mental clarity. And a lot of that stuff now you're getting into is food, right? It's what you put in there. And so I just did the DNA genetic testing with Gary Breck, Dana White's doctor, because we want to get to the next level. I went to a doctor recently, did my blood work, and it was 6 pages. Hey, you're this. And I'm like, wow, man, I've never felt better in my life. And I feel like I'm fully starting to tap into and potential I never knew I had, right? And so we turned this challenge into kind of a lifestyle. And so I see there's probably 15, 20 people here now that are getting into this, eat right. We order My Fit Foods every week and it's in the fridge, right? And so we're doing stuff like that, and we're working out, we're doing trips, we're doing these, just different things, man, to try to create the lifestyle of not just, hey, working out to be in shape, but to be better, feel better, push ourselves, physically, but be the best we could personally and professionally, right? And it's helping in all aspects. And man, it's like, dude, we gotta link up because it just makes sense. And so he's like, there's too many connections with too many people to at least have a discussion about it. So
that's kind of, it's funny you say that because I'll be 40 in a few months, 2-3 months, something like that. So I'm a firm believer in you have to really, you have to enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I feel like right now, this society, the social media society, it's like, oh, I'm going to do it because he's doing it.
Yeah.
You have to really enjoy what you're doing, my thing, I'm not so much, I've turned my life a little bit on the, on spiritual side, and I have daughters and my wife, and we're very focused on our community, so to say. And a lot of that helped me with just being in the gym.
Yeah.
Because you're in the gym, you're focused, you see same guys go in, no results. Same guys go in, no results, right? It's like, what am I doing different, And you got to change, I went from drinking half bottle of tequila a day to now I drink on the weekends, not every weekend, but, I cut back my drinking. And it wasn't really something that it was a me thing.
Yeah.
I know there's people that need that extra like mentorship or podcasts, you know. But me, I just felt like, you know what, this is not what I want. Have my kids, you know, they're looking up to me, dad this, dad that. Dad stopped the swearing, and I do still swear, but it's not as much, you know.
So do we.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, I
don't think we can fix that.
Yeah,
we can't fix.
yeah, it's, but you know, but at the end of the day, we're all human. You know, we all trip up, we make mistakes, we do this, but the whole point is to get back on track, and that's what I feel like. You know, when you really want to do it for yourself, it's you just say, you know what, shake it off. It's today's a new day.
Yeah.
You know, so the whole thing with the food though, it's funny because I've went from actually how I started the company. A lot of people don't know this, but I originally started the company because I was a chef, I had a catering company, and I met my original partner, and he owned a smoothie shop, and he was like, I'd go up to the smoothie shop. It was in Little Elm, the Little Elm Smoothie Bar. I don't know if you're familiar with it. The original owner. He's like, hey, Danny, I need some, you know, can you give me some food and whatnot? And I was like, yeah, I'll get you some food. And I'm thinking, like, what do you want? I can do this. I was like, you know, restaurant side. And he's like, no, I want steamed chicken, steamed rice, steamed veggies. And I'm like, man, that's kind of boring, dude. Like, you're not going to stay on track. Yeah. And he was, but that's how he ate. And I'm like, the problem is you got your fitness guys and you got your guys that really that live the lifestyle. Yeah. But we want a little flavor.
Yeah.
So then that's kind of where I created. And it's funny you were talking about the whole MyFit because I built my model originally around MyFit.
Yeah.
They were big in Dallas. I know they started in Houston, but when I started the company, my original partner and myself, we sat down and we're like, how do we grow this? You know, how do we really grow this? And we thought that we would have to go and knock on every supplement shop and say, hey, here's your fridge. You know, we have to buy the fridge, we have to buy stuff. But it came to like, they started calling us. And so I worked my full-time job, left there. He and I would drive out to some kitchen we were renting on the low from a manager that was at this restaurant. He was like,
behind the scenes.
He was like, hey, I'll let you use my kitchen or use the kitchen. I'm the manager. Just hook me up with some food.
Yeah.
So we're like, cool, fair enough.
Fuck it, let's go.
Let's roll. And one thing led to another, and we bought the label machines. We bought all this, and next thing you know, he's like, dude, we got something huge here. And I was like, I know we do. So that's when I started. Literally, he would shoot that side of town. I would shoot this side of town. And we were doing the MyFit model, but direct to the supplement shops and the gyms.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, we got these meals. We sell them to you. You resell them. How does that sound? And at first, everybody was like, no, that's dumb. That's dumb. That's dumb. Until we got the people to really understand, here's what your customer does. They come into the supplement shop, and what happens? They buy a protein, a pre-workout, and whatever. You look at the label, 30 servings, 30 servings, 30 servings. So they come in once a month. Yeah. Meals, they come in weekly.
Yeah.
And now you hit them with the aminos, you hit them with the vitamins, you hit them with the all this other stuff. And so once I got that through their head, it was game over. Like I ran all over Dallas. Like, I mean, DFW was, the first 2013, because I started December 2012, the last month, that's when my daughter was born. And literally 2 days after my daughter was born, head straight to the kitchen, we started cranking.
Yep.
And, but 2013 was like, 2013, 14, were good. They were like, we were cranking. I mean, we couldn't hold enough food. I mean, we're doing a lot of food out of a little space.
That's awesome.
Then little by little, then I realized, okay, then I got to meet the actual people that were buying the food. So it's like, you got your doctor, you got your blue collar, you got a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what do we want to do? We want to focus on what we really want to do, but still eat a good meal. So that's when I really revamped a lot of the menu stuff and like what would I eat if I was out? How do I add more high protein? Because that's my diet. My diet's high protein, moderate carbs. I eat a lot of fruit. Like fruit's my thing. and not too much fat. You know, everyone's different. You got people who do keto, you got people who do whatever, to each their own. But at the end of the day, how do I find a company or somebody that can do that for me? And then when it really kind of took off was the customization. Still to this day, nobody can do what I did. And where you can go online, custom build every single aspect of your meal, and we ship it to you.
Y'all still do that?
We're the only ones that can truly do
I remember
that.
y'all doing that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow, holy shit.
Congrats on all the success too. It's amazing.
And then the big thing was we started picking up, and then we kind of tapered off a little bit, and that's when I went back to the lab, and it's like, what do I come up with, right? I did this, got the custom meals, everyone's happy, but how do we keep growing? And then that's when I created the high protein popcorn. And there's a few people who have tried to copy
Yeah, they tried.
my idea, but I'm the only one that's dialed it in
Yeah.
to where it's consistent. We got a big manufacturer that now does all of our stuff for us, but the high protein popcorn still to this day, we were shipping Dubai, Europe. It's
wild.
worldwide, and that's what really kind of. I mean, it's I feel like every 2 years or a year and a half, it was always like that extra jump.
Yeah.
You know,
What's
but
it been, 10 years now? 12 years? 10?
so it's this December for me personally will be 11 years.
11.
Icon as a company, I believe we're coming up on 8 years.
8.
Because I started the company, I
Yeah.
was cranking for 2 years, and then that's when I met my partner Todd.
Yeah.
And then that's when he kind of came in and kind of did a lot of the sales stuff, but a lot of the day-to-day, the back end, structuring, building, efficiency and all that stuff. And that's because I come from hotel background. Omni, I was the youngest chef for corporate Omni.
That's awesome.
And then Evandro.
Yeah.
So Didi and Evandro from Stockyard. Evandro's my chef back at Texas Brazil because the first year Texas Brazil opened, I went to go work for him.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I went to go work for him, and we all know each other little by little. Yeah, so
Still feel surreal?
yeah, it does.
It's
Well,
crazy, right? Yeah.
it does, but again, it's you gotta I feel like there's very few of us like you're mentioning now that you have, you want to get to be a better person, be more this, more that, more whatever. There's not too many of us that can really say that.
Yeah.
That we really want to do more. Everyone's like, oh, okay, I did this and I'm good.
They live in that, yeah.
It's like my food career, even though I say like I'm done, I started this little concept on Fridays. It's only on Fridays I'm doing, but now I'm focusing more on the people management because that's what I've done my whole life. I've managed people. People are my thing. I have employees that have been with for 15 plus years. Wherever I go, they call me every 6 months, every year. Daniel, where you at? ¿Dónde estás? Where are we going? What do you need? Do you need somebody? Let me go work for you. Stuff like that. So I feel like that's the biggest thing. It's not really me. It's the people that I've been good to.
Yeah. It was crazy. So we just got back from Disneyland.
Yeah.
And we flew out on Thanksgiving, right?
Okay.
So me and my family, and I have a daughter, 2 sons, all 6, 3, and 1. And me and my 2 boys were walking through the hotel after we got to our room, and a guy comes up to me. He's like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And he worked there. I'm like, shit, what did we do? And the guy goes, hey, I just want to thank you. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, my employees were talking about it, you wishing them happy Thanksgiving and just being so polite. And I was like, what? Like, it threw me off because I was so baffled.
Yeah.
And he was one of the managers at the Disneyland Hotel. And he was just like, no, work. And I was like, hey, man, I thought I did something wrong at first because, you don't know how. And I go, hey, man, I just appreciate people working today. I said, I just want to tell you something.
Yeah.
I had the best experience at the gate, at the valet, your front desk. They were so accommodating to me and my kids, and they were being patient. And I just said, in the front desk girl, and then we bought something in the pro shop. And I just said, these people are out here today so I can bring my family on a memorable vacation on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. He was like, no. He's like, they said you were the first person that said happy Thanksgiving all day. And it was like 5 o'clock at night. And I was like,
Really?
It was crazy, but you're talking about helping people, and like you just don't even realize how little it takes to impact others because nobody does it, right? Everybody's always bitching and complaining and crying and whining about what they didn't get, how it's poor me, complaining about somebody else, this and that. That it actually takes so little effort to make someone's day or impact them just by saying thank you, by wishing them happy Thanksgiving, doing those little things. It's crazy, man.
It's the little things in life, and that's what I feel like sets you apart, sets us apart, sets people apart from really saying like, I want to work with that guy.
Yeah.
I want to be part of that team. And once that to me is a leader. That's what creates a leader. But so for you guys to have now this program where, imagine if you say, hey, there's this program, but you don't practice what you preach, sort of say, right?
Exactly.
Then your staff's gonna be like,
These guys all talk.
or they'll do it, but are they really doing it?
Exactly.
They're not doing it.
No, they're not.
They're not.
Then they won't do it.
But they see you at it, and they're like, oh man, this dude's doing it, man. He's up at this, and that in the morning, and he's got a family, he's got kids. That's a tough one. People don't understand. My kids go to school down here in Dallas. We live in Frisco. We got soccer practice in Frisco. We got training sometimes in Addison.
Yeah.
So we're like, I'm nonstop. I just came from Oklahoma a little while ago.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's a commute. But again, it's like, I want better for me, my kids. That's why, I got them in a school out here in Dallas that's part of our values,
Yeah.
so to say, and all that good stuff. So it's the challenges of life, but
it's crazy.
That's what I want, and
Yeah.
you got to keep driving to do those things, But again, part of your diet, your diet has to be good. I personally want to say it's got to be like perfect.
It does.
You need that, like, what do you need? Like, I need this, or you need more carbs, you need more this, you need more that. Once you dial that in, then you're good.
Yeah, I haven't had a drop of alcohol since March.
Good for you, man.
And I was never a big drinker, but we came from Austin, so drinking was a lifestyle, right?
Okay.
Like, if it was a sport, it was like, so you would drink, 5 days a week. And then when I came here, it was every probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at least Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And it was heavy, bro. Like, you partied, right? And
I know.
so when my wife got pregnant, our son's 6. When my wife got pregnant, she was like, obviously I can't drink.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I won't drink with you. She's like, okay. So I stopped drinking, but we would go out here and there, and it was like you, man. It was like, I never drink. So to this day, I still haven't had to drop alcohol around my son. He's 6, and he recognizes it. And I won't drink around him. I don't do any of that because I don't want him thinking it's okay. Because I'm like, if you took away laws, alcohol would be illegal, right? Like, if you just, in the human, like, it's terrible for you. It's bad for you. Like, DWIs are the most, it's all this stuff. But I like to drink. I like to go have a good time, But I realized when I started working out again and I started getting back into this lifestyle, it's like what you said. I was like, man, I feel like I have so much more to give. Yeah. And alcohol just slows me down. And when March, I just told my wife, I said, I don't want to drink anymore. She's like, why? She's like, how long? I said, I don't know. She's like, why? I go, I really don't know. I don't know what it was. It was me, right?
Calling.
And I said, it's like the conversation I had with someone earlier. They were talking about how they can't take some of the complaining from people, right? They just don't understand that because they don't have that gear. And I said, I used to be like that for a long time. When people would come to me and complain about where they're at and how it's not going their way, it was really hard for me to understand that because I didn't have that. I always looked at, okay, this happened, it sucks, now what, right? Let's move on. Here's the problem, let's find a solution. I don't want to talk about the problem, I want to talk about the solution. And so it was really hard for me to understand if so-and-so is over here like, oh man, poor me, poor this, I'm not ahead. It fell on deaf ears. But then finally one day I was like, man, I'm kind of numb to all this. Like, I don't get off track when people are talking negative to me. I stay focused. Yeah. But I'm like, what if somebody, higher power, doesn't matter who you believe in, decided that they gave me this skill set to be able to help these people because they couldn't do that. And I was like, and here I'm being selfish when somebody comes to me with their problems. I'm being an entitled little prick thinking like, why are you burdening me with your problem when I have this skill set to be able to help them? Yeah. And I'm like, I have so much more to give and I'm drinking it. Why would I want to drink? Well, it's only on Saturday. Well, fuck that. Then I'm wasting Sunday. Yeah. And so I just said, I'm going to stop. And then one day, man, I just, like you said, I realized having 2 drinks affected me. And then I didn't want to do it anymore because I was like, man, I can go to bed at like 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night and wake up at 5 a.m. and be fine because there's nothing in my body. I'm good to go. And I'm doing the proper precautions oxygen in my body. I do the chamber therapy where you put in there. I have the machine to work out on. I did a cold plunge, infrareds on it, working out, paying attention to what I put in my body, right? And so I'm starting to expand who I am, and it's allowing me to do other things. And I'm like, man, I've never thought more clear in my life. And I'm like, my emotions are right, my thought process is right, and it's like, and I understand. It's like even like your story. It's like few will ever understand that. And I'm like, man, you don't know what it's like. I was telling my wife this weekend, we were at Disney, and I'm a huge Disney guy, and I was like, Disney created the greatest family thing we've ever seen in our life, right? Like, passed down, the world knows Disney. And I said, if you will ever understand, like, building your company, it's amazing.
Yeah.
95% of businesses go out in the first 5 years, right?
Yeah.
People won't understand what it's like to take something that's nothing and put it down and do the back deals out in the kitchen. It's like, it's like us. We didn't have a website, man. And people would be like, hey, you guys don't have a website. Are you a real company? And we're like, yeah, man, Results Roofing, it's under construction. And so if you look at this and look at that, like, we're doing these back deals just to try to hustle up a deal, you know?
Yeah.
And people will never understand that. They see this end product and they're like, oh, it must be nice. You're like, fuck yeah, it's nice, bro. I worked my ass off. And they just don't understand that during this last 5 years, people have tried to steal it from you. They tried to take you down. They tried to tarnish your name. They tried to ruin who you were. They tried to pull you in all these directions. They tried to get you to jump off sides. People bet against you. The people you loved turned against you. And all this time, you had to keep reinventing and keep growing, because every few years, people just don't understand that. And I'm like, for me, it's like, if I know all those things are coming at me, why on God's green earth would I put myself in a situation to be drunk, hungover, on drugs? And I'm like, I just don't want to do that, and I don't want to, it doesn't align with my values. And I'm like, I'm not the anti-alcohol crusader. I'm like, whatever. I know what it does for me. And for me, every time I drink, I end up doing stupid shit, right? It's like, I end up doing something dumb, and I'm like, I can't do that anymore. So that's that. And so we're trying to do this, and look, even for our office, it's like, we eat the meals every day, man. Like, there's probably 6 to 10 of us that eat a meal every day, right? And we keep them in the fridge and we do it. And then, I know a bunch of people that expressed, hey, about getting meals and stuff and having them. And then when Manny brought it up, Friday, I was like, man, yeah, we need to do this. We just need to because then, like, I went out to Kevin's gym. He has all the Icon meals in his shop, and it's like his own workout training. And then we were up at the UFC for the PI, and it's Icon meals.
Oh, yeah.
Icon meals, because we went to Power Slap. Icon meals, UFC training still, Icon meals. And I'm like, dude, these guys are in our backyard. And Manny's like, hey.
Down the street.
Random. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And so, it just, for us, it's like, obviously we want to do something where we get them in there and not order My Fit Foods, because I didn't know you and Manny knew each other so well. But it just seems there's something we could do to partner up, figure something out, because I think it could be unity. And we were talking that he has some ideas, but we're gonna start kind of filming so the workout we did. So there's a couple guys that work out on their own, but we have a workout group. I actually did it in my house. So I took my 2-car garage, completely redid it. It's a gym, and so there's 8 to 12 of us that show up every morning, and we work out in my garage as a group. And then at the end of the workout, we do a good word. So somebody will go for the day and just, sometimes it's talking about the struggles, the positives, something they read, something they watched, and somebody just gives a little, 30-second to 3-minute little good word. And we do it, hey man, 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. There's 8 to 12 people.
That's great.
And so we're going to start filming it.
Okay.
And so we thought about that too, just throwing something in there. Hey, Icon Mills, get your stuff, right? As well. And then just, some type of, I don't know, Kevin was talking about it earlier, but something too where we could have where the employees could order the food too, right?
So what we can do, we can build, I'll go back, I'll talk to my CEO real quick, and I mentioned it to her on the way up here. I said, because we had a lot of corporate back in the day. Yeah. And now we're more kind of manufacturing, but we do still have the people that want, I have a group of guys or employees, and we want to kind of get everyone on the same page. So we would set up some sort of like a corporate structure. Yeah. Give you guys get you guys y'all's own code. You guys order from, get your discount. So the email goes in, it's automatically, figured out. And then since you guys are here, we can deliver to you guys that in the mornings.
Oh, sweet. That'll make Duke so happy. We get so pissed off about the My Fit Food stuff. Sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't. The mail.
Shipping is difficult. Yeah. That's honestly probably our biggest. It's bad. Yeah. It's bad. It can really make or break. Yeah.